Donphan puts in the finest of work with a little sprinkle of Rotom-Heat in there as well. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a UU battle versus Cody from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, Cody's brought what looks like a Sun team, which is pretty cool. A Tinkaton, a Sliverwing, Torkoal, Lilligant, Hisui, Gastrodon, and a Mimikyu. So, pretty sound looking team. It looks like if we can keep the Sun away somehow, I don't know how we're going to do that. Once it's up really with our team. We should be golden. Let's go ahead and lead off with the Rotom, because they're probably going to lead off with Torkoal anyway. We can get a nice powerful Volt Switch off on it, and then we can just kind of go from there. And the battle begins. So Cody's going to lead off with Tinkaton, as we led off with Rotom-Heat. So it's not a bad matchup at all. We can go for the Overheat if we really want to, all that wonderful stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go for a Will-O-Wisp actually, just to try and burn this thing. And if they go into the Gastrodon, we can go for the Tera Grass and get off a nice and powerful Tera Blast on the Gastrodon. That'd be great if we could do that. So they do withdraw the Tinkaton. Are they going to go Gastrodon or are they going to go Torkoal? Who knows? Gastrodon comes on in, so Gastrodon comes in. Now, we don't know what set this Gastrodon is, and we know they might scout for the Tera Grass, so we've got to be careful for that. Tera Grass does typically catch people off guard, but do I want to Tera now, or do I want to Tera later? Because Rotom-Heat's probably the only thing that's stopping the Tinkaton from first impressioning in my entire team. So I think what I could do instead is I could go into something that's going to take on the Gastrodon a bit better. I'm thinking along the lines of the Meloetta or the Sylveon. No, not the Sylveon. The Meloetta is probably a better option. We can Relic Song and then close combat in the face. That could be a good option. Or we could go into our Moltres as well. Moltres is a decent shout, to be fair. I'm thinking Terroring off the bat and just Tera Blast grassing. I really want to do it. I'm going to do it. So we're going to Terra right off the bat. We're going to Tera Blast this thing in the face, and hopefully we can get the KO on this Gastrodon, unless it's especially defensive, but they usually are. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's especially defensive, we still KO. So let's Tera Grass real quick, Tera Blast real quick, there we go. Right in the face of this Gastrodon. Tera Blast comes through, there we go. Let's see if we can get the KO on this thing. Tera Blast comes through, nice bit of Solar Beam. KOs the Gastrodon, and that's one less problem for us to deal with. So there we go, that's Gastrodon out of the way. We managed to get something, pull something off there, which is crazy good. Gastrodon being out of the way is a big deal. So Torkoal is going to come in now. Torkoal is obviously a big threat to us. He gets the Sun up and all that stuff. And they've got no ground types anymore, so we can freely Volt Switch, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to Volt Switch on this thing, no problems there. As we get some chip damage off on the Torkoal. I'm so glad we got that Tera Blast grass off. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what we can do now is we've got a couple of options. We can go Moltres. I think Moltres is the best option, so I'm going to go Moltres. We're going to go into nice and shiny and powerful Moltres over here. Nice and powerful. Gotta love it. And there we go. They go for a Yawn. Yawn is fine. We can deal with Yawn. So what they're probably going to do now is they're probably going to double up on the Yawn, expecting us to switch out or something. Moltres doesn't actually do too much for us this game. So with the Sun up and everything, stopping Hurricane from being very accurate at all. So I think I'm going to go for a Fiery Wrath just to get some damage off on this Torkoal. They do withdraw the Torkoal. That is fair enough. If they want to withdraw the Torkoal, that's fair enough. They're going to go into the Tinkaton. Tinkaton makes a lot of sense. It's obviously going to be able to do a lot of damage to us with the Play Rough and the Gigaton Hammer combination. We go for a Fiery Wrath though. It's going to do some chip damage. Not a lot of chip damage, but chip damage nonetheless. Okay, so what we can do now is we would go into the Rotom normally, but I think I'm going to have to go Donphan this time, as they're probably going to go for a Stealth Rocks, I would say. I think Stealth Rocks is probably a good shout on their behalf. So we're going to go into Michelin anyway. There we go, Michelin comes in. They go for a Light Screen, which is interesting. So there's actually a dual screens Tinkaton, which is good to see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go straight for that EQ. EQ should do a lot of damage despite the Reflect. Should still do a decent bit of chip damage to this Tinkaton as we go for the EQ. And that's going to do, there we go, a decent bit of chip damage. Enough to KO it, which is great. So we can probably expect to see a switch now into the likes of the Hisui and Lilligant, I would say. So I'm going to use this opportunity to get all the Stealth Rocks. I think Stealth Rocks are going to be really important in this game because they're probably going to go into Hisui and Lilligant to take an Earthquake anyway. As there we go, a Lilligant of the Distance Pass comes in. There we go, nicely done. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. We go for a Stealth Rocks, get the Stealth Rocks up on their side of the field. That's going to be golden. So the Torkoal is obviously already damaged. And they're probably Heat Rock, so we don't expect to see Heat Heavy Duty Boots. So what can we do in this particular situation? Now, we've got Salamence who resist both stabs, but they do have the Ice Spinner. They definitely have the Ice Spinner. Which means we've got to be careful with what we do here. So what we can do is we can go for the Ice Shard if we want to, break that Focus Sash, potential Focus Sash. They probably go for a Victory Dance here. If they go for a Victory Dance, we're kind of boned. I think we go Rotom expecting the Victory Dance. I think that's probably what we do. We go Rotom expecting the Victory Dance. And I'm pretty sure an unstabbed Lilligant's Ice Spinner we can live. And I'm pretty sure that an Overheat in the... there's the Victory Dance. Okay, there we go. Victory Dance comes through. Looking glorious. I love that animation. That's such a cute little animation, to be honest with you, for Lilligant. Definitely a cute little animation. So... let's go ahead and go for the Overheat straight away. There's no real reason not to. They go for a close combat. That's going to definitely nearly KO us. Nearly KO us. Let's just hope we don't miss the Overheat. That's what we need to do. Not miss the Overheat. There we go. Overheat comes through. Super effective in the sun. Definitely nearly takes out this Lilligant. As there we go. They have got the Focus Sash, which is good to note. As this next turn, they probably go for the likes of the... Ice Spinner. To get the super effective damage on the Donphan if the Donphan comes in. Or they go for a Leaf Blade because Leaf Blade will also KO. So I think we have to let Rotom go down here. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch just on the off chance they don't. They do go for a Solar Blade. That would definitely have KO'd the Donphan. As there we go, the Solar Blade comes through for them right now. Awesome animation for Solar Blade. I've got to love it, gotta love it. So anyway, we couldn't have really done anything there because they could have gone for the Ice Spinner if we had gone for the Salamence. They could have gone for anything to KO the Rotom, so it was too risky to let anything go down. The Sarge Sunlight does fade though, which is great. Absolutely great. So there we go. We're going to go into our Donphan real quick. There we go. Into the nice and powerful Donphan. And we're going to go straight for the Ice Shard. I would go for the Ice Shard, but there's no reason to because they're going to go Torkoal. They're going to go Torkoal. We're going to go Earthquake. We definitely go for Earthquake here because there's no reason to go for Ice Shard. Their Grass type move is Solar Blade and there's no Sun Up, so we don't have to worry about Grass Stab. They do withdraw the Lilligant as expected, and they're going to go into the Torkoal. Torkoal comes on in. Torkoal's not going to appreciate Stealth Rocks plus an Earthquake, that's for sure. So Stealth Rocks plus an Earthquake is not going to appreciate one bit, as it does get the Sun Up, of course, as we go for the EQ, and Donphan's going to be able to get not KO, but a nearly KO. A nearly KO. We know we outspeed the Torkoal anyway, so it's not a big deal. We just go for another EQ and take out the Torkoal. There we go. So Torkoal goes down to the Donphan, which is great. So we've got Gastrodon to the Rotom and Torkoal to the Donphan, and also Lilligant to the Donphan if we can get the Ice Shard off. So that's pretty awesome. So in comes Lilligant. So Lilligant comes in. I'm not sure why. Because A, Stealth Rocks are a thing. But I guess they may as well just sack it off there, right? So Donphan gets the KO on the Lilligant. I'm gonna claim that as a Donphan KO. Donphan's looking like the MVP this game. Not gonna lie. Looking like the MVP. So in comes Mimikyu. So Mimikyu comes on in. So Mimikyu's a bit of a pain one, to be honest with you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight for the Ice Shard to break the disguise. Just because why not? There's no point letting it attack us first. As we may as well break that disguise, get some chip damage off on them. They go for a Swords Dance. That's actually terrifying. Mimikyu plus Swords Dance is terrifying, by the way. Just letting you know. So the Reflect is going to wear off, which is great. As now we can go for an EQ. And it's looking like Donphan's going to do the work here. So Drain Punch comes through. That's going to recover some HP for them. But we do have the Rocky Helmet, which means Donphan is going to get some chip damage off on them in return. And then we're going to be able to go for a nice and powerful Earthquake. No longer protected by Reflect. And it's going to do a lot of damage to the Mimikyu, as we can go for an Ice Shard now and get the KO. There we go. They go for a Shadow Sneak. Fair enough. Shadow Sneak makes a lot of sense. Get some more chip damage off on us, as the Rocky Helmet's going to do them in. So there we go. The Rocky Helmet goes down. Mimikyu goes down. Donphan gets another KO, which is crazy good. Donphan's looking like a real MVP right now. In comes Tinkaton. So Tinkaton's probably going to do what it does best, and it's going to get up a Reflect right now, which makes a lot of sense. Reflect makes a lot of sense. So we're going to go for an EQ anyway, just because why not? They go for the Reflect, as you would expect, just to nullify the offensive presence of my Donphan, which makes a lot of sense. Earthquake's going to be able to KO the Tinkaton now, And that's Donphan getting another KO, which is crazy good. Donphan is the MVP of this game, 100 billion%. Donphan just doesn't know when to stop. Just doesn't know when to stop. It's crazy good. In comes Sliverwing. So Sliverwing we can't take out with a Donphan, unfortunately. So they're going to get a Photosynthesis boost, which is probably going to boost their attack and boost their special defense, actually, in this instance. And we're going to go for an Ice Shot just to get some chip damage off. Does nothing. They go for a Bulk Up. Oh, okay, so we've got to play this better. We have got to play this better. So what we need to do is, because they're leftovers as well, they're not booster energy, which is good. So when the sun goes, their special defense will lower again. What do we do here? I think we go Meloetta. I think we sack Meloetta off here. I think we sack off Meloetta because Rocky Helmet could still come into play later on down the line. So we'll go into Bellatrix real quick. There we go. We'll go for a Relic Song. They go for a Bulk Up, which is fair enough. Bulk Up's nice and powerful. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Got to love it. So the Harsh Sunlight does fade finally, which means their Photosynthesis is going to wear off, which is great. As the leftovers is going to pop again, of course. But this means our Relic Song is going to do that much more damage. So let's go for Relic Song real quick. As they are actually going to Tera. So what type are they going to Tera into? So this Sliverwing can actually pull this back for them. Sliverwing could easily pull this back for them, depending on what type it is. It's Ghost. Oh, okay, so it's Ghost. So we can't actually... We can't Hyper Voice them. We can't Psychic them. Well, we can Psychic them, but we don't have Psychic. Relic Song, though, is not going to work, which is unfortunate. So they go for a Leech Life. That's going to KO Meloetta, unfortunately. As down it goes. As I'm guessing they are especially defensive. I'm guessing they are especially defensive Sliverwing, which is interesting. So if we had Moltres around, we'd be all right. So let's go Moltres real quick. There we go. Moltres comes in. Moltres should be able to live a +2 Leech Life from this thing, no problem. So I'm going to go for that Fiery Wrath just in case we wake up. We don't wake up this turn, unfortunately. I don't think we wake up there anyway, as they go for a Leech Life, which is, of course, nearly going to get the KO. But it's going to activate our Berserk, and we're also going to pop our Sitrus Berry. So there we go. So Sitrus Berry pops through. Now we need to wake up this turn. We really need to wake up this turn in order to get the KO here. So let's go for a Fiery Wrath. We do wake up. We do wake up. We get the Fiery Wrath off. Boosted by Berserk. Easily nearly KOs the Sliverwing as they are able to be flinched. They got the flinch at the end. The Sliverwing nearly had it. The Sliverwing nearly pulled that back as well. Sliverwing nearly pulled that back as we go for a Fiery Wrath now, and we're able to finish off the game. So that was a pretty good effort by the Sliverwing at the end there as well. Pretty good effort. So anyway, thank you for the battle, Cody. GG. GG indeed. That was a pretty fun game. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.